You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast, home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Coming to you today, punters and dribblers, live but pre-recorded from Bloke in a Bar Studios. That's right, Kempy has been kind enough to allow us to come in here and sit on these plush couches, filmed. D or Dave's here, Matt, producer Matt, not Super Singing producer Dave, Matt, producer of the studio, but now basically because he runs a studio is already or more senior than Dave, which is...
Dave's been demoted. Now, is that Dave's fault? Or leave that up to
everyone else.
But he's now second in charge to Matt. So, you know.
Dave didn't realise what he was walking into today. And
he didn't realise he was getting demoted. He didn't realise. He probably thought that, you know, new studio, new title, new role.
Yeah. He probably thought maybe promotion even.
Maybe a promotion. Sorry,
went the other way.
It went the other way.
Went the other way for Dave, but we still
and that's
love
not
him.
your fault.
No.
It's that Matt's more experienced.
Matt's more experienced, and it's Matt's studio.
And I'm sitting on Peacock Feather.
Yeah.
So
Peacock down. Is that
Peacock down.
Yeah.
So I know. I mean, it just felt right to demote you.
It felt right to demote you, Dave. Sorry.
If all it took was like bringing a couple cushions into the other studio, making you a bit more comfy.
You know what? Exactly. And did you do it?
But you didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Look, it's right there in front of you.
Opportunity missed.
You could have played smart football.
Yep.
You didn't.
Now,
that's not my fault.
This obviously the full video will be on YouTube as they all are, but this is just going to look way nicer than anything we've ever made before. It's just, you know, the setting's nice. We got a big fat fucking bloke neon sign next to us. Always like a bloke sort of within earshot of my mouth, you know, so that's nice. And yeah, so look, thanks again to Kempy for having us in here. Eddie, I'm in my week. I've just knocked over week 3 of March Madness for me. Buck wedding. Got another wedding next weekend. But I think I'm starting to get used to this life. I'm coming in here Monday. My voice seems to be holding up better now. I've got a fucking sparkle in my eye.
Have you like a second wind?
Something like that, dude. Because last week I actually contemplated just giving it all away and just packing up my bags and just skipping town.
Mate, you after fucking week 1, you said to me that you weren't going to go to the second Bucks. And I go, bullshit. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard of in my life. But no, mate, I'm serious.
I had to tell myself that lie to get me through the week because I felt so bad. And then last week, if I'd had last week it was the worst though. Last week I was fucking real tough. Had a lot of like internal monologues, some personal conversations with myself. Am I up to it? What am I doing myself? Is it all worth it?
Yeah. What is your life?
What is life? What is it? What's the meaning of life? But then first wedding down. Shout out, congratulations to Gab and Mark. Beautiful wedding. Thanks for having us. I'm feeling fine, mate. You actually look like you're struggling more.
Well, you know what? You know what got me is that sort of came out of nowhere. Like, I obviously went down to Melbourne last weekend and had a big one, and I just sort of was like, I knew that there was a poker night on Friday, but I was just sort of like, just put that to the back of your mind, and we can address that on Friday, and look and face it as it probably needs to be faced, which is that this thing reeks of being large.
Okay, so this is...
You know what I mean? Poker night at the Gidley, great fun.
Where is a Giggly? What I saw that it was like it was a legit poker room.
It's like a poker room. They like pull the table up, put it on the wall, and then there's like a flush felt
or velvet. It's definitely not velvet. That'd be weird if it was velvet. I'd say, but it could be.
Whatever. But that poker table stuff, there's like a croupier and shit. Like,
the fuck's that?
A guy that deals the cards for you.
Why is he called a croupier? Isn't he called
That's
a
what
dealer?
he called himself.
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, okay.
Is he giving himself his own nickname?
But that was fun, but it was big. And then footy, I had a 30th. Dougie Joseph, shout out to Doug for turning 30. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
And then into the footy, and then just another big night. Jack Archdale again. Like, he's dangerous, that man.
Yeah, he is. Well, because all he drinks is whiskey.
All he drinks, and he's blind. As soon as you see him, As soon as you see him, he's blind, and he's talking. You know, he's whispering sweet nothings in your ear.
Yeah,
and
he gets you excited.
Yeah, he gets you excited and pumps you up.
He's almost the human version of a kamikaze, the aphrodisiac side of it. You know what I mean?
Mate, honestly, he is.
He's a human aphrodisiac.
He gets you a bit rowdy. He gets you a bit randy.
That stink of whiskey and bullshit that emanates from him, and you're like, oh God, he's getting me going. He's got me again.
So the weekend was big, but I'll say this now. what I love, maybe more than anything, is waking up hungover on a Sunday to rain.
Yes.
Can't remember the last time that happened to me, and I almost count down the weekends, and I'm like, we're
gotta be-
due. We're due.
We're due a rain bender.
Where is this? Where is this rain bender? And I'm like, I'm talking about when it rains all
day. Yeah,
day.
yeah,
I don't want rain in the morning.
Nah, I'm with you.
And then it clears in the arvo. I
No.
can't have it.
Nah.
I cannot have it.
No, no.
I need
I'm with you.
rain all day, rain bender. And we got it.
Yeah.
And it was so glorious.
It was delicious, dude.
It was so glorious.
I had a little Arvo nap on the couch, just like this. Just the soundtrack to the day it takes the sting, it takes the bite out of the day.
Oh, mate. There's no bite in the day. There's no bite in the day whatsoever. All the sting's gone. I got Chinese. It was just...
You got Chinese for breakfast?
No, it was a weird one. I got like a toast. I got a ham and cheese toastie and a coffee.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
And then got a shitload of Chinese at about 1:32 that sort of saw me out for the rest of the day.
Yeah, nice. I was going to say Chinese for breakfast is I guess yum cha, but like...
Well, you can have Chinese for breakfast, but it's got to be like at 11.
Yeah.
11:30. If you're getting dumplings at like 9 o'clock, that's a big fucking day.
No, dude, you should be locked up. You send people to prison for that shit. I'm pretty sure you're on a watch list.
But I'm here and I'm ready to rock. And
Yeah.
we saw round one of rugby league and it was great.
We did. Now, listen, before we get into round one of rugby league, because obviously there's a lot to talk about. Some things we're not as interested to talk about. You know, some things that don't matter as much. But
Saturday games.
Probably yeah. Like I never remember Saturday, but we did obviously just drop our proverbial sacks on. We basically flexed on the entire country by having PVL on the podcast last week. Now,
PVL's a friend.
He's a dear friend. I'll remind everyone that PVL has said previously that basically, and look, obviously this could change, but that he doesn't like doing podcasts. Not a podcast man.
No.
I'm only doing 2. I'm doing 4 here, but I am meaning 2. And one of them was us. So we got to go down to Racing New South Wales HQ in the city. Was it the boardroom? It was the boardroom, wasn't it?
That was a boardroom.
That was a boardroom.
That wasn't the boardroom then.
Lot of big deals go down there, guys. Lots of big deals. You know, movers and shakers galore in there.
As soon as you walked into the room, you felt it. You're like, there's deals have been done.
Deals have been done here. Balls have been squeezed, and like people have been ended.
And made.
Men made, men and women made, and careers ended. Also.
And ball squeeze.
And ball squeeze. Now, it was very gracious of Pete. It was lovely to talk to him. Good to see him. It was just good to see him again, like as an old friend, it's like, fuck, it's good to see you again, Pete.
I almost went to hug him.
Yeah, same.
I almost went to hug
it was
him.
The
and
default.
I thought, you know what? He's at work, his staff are around.
Yeah.
I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable.
No. But I thought he saw it as well. I thought he was like, fuck, this would be nice.
He went to lean in too.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
But like, because we are all professional first,
yeah.
You can't do it. Which was tough. And it was COVID, and I think he was a little unwell.
He was unwell. He came in
Not with COVID.
Came in specifically to see us and to do the podcast. Went the big lift. Because you could tell he was about 95%.
Yeah.
90%.
Yeah.
Wasn't fighting fit.
No. He was about 95, but as a man of his word, no days off. He's like The Rock in Australia. He's our version of The Rock, but not a Magoo fuck like The Rock is.
No, he's like an Aussie cool version.
He's a cool Aussie Rock.
So we get there, we're meeting his staff, everyone's pumped up.
There was an audience there for the podcast.
There was an audience, a live audience, which was nice, but he was offering us cupcakes
Dude,
as well.
That's class. He came with red velvet cupcakes.
Red velvet.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Really, really nice touch. I mean...
That's just some of the things we experience at the top,
Exactly.
Red velvet cupcakes wherever we go.
I mean, look, Dior, you wonder why you were demoted. These are the things that
we expect now on the day to day.
That we expect. Red velvet cupcakes.
Red velvet is like the elite most cupcake that there is, I think.
Yeah, fucking oath it is, dude. Like that's tier 1, I think.
Yeah. Like you don't see that at kids' birthday parties. No.
These weren't no Betty Crockers, bruh.
No. You needed like someone to slave and put blood, sweat, and tears into a red velvet. I don't even know what the process is. Like,
Well, that's where the red comes from, the blood.
Okay. Could you actually just do a little Dioring while we continue? But what separates the red velvet as a cupcake? Like, what is it that
You can get red velvet cake.
No, I know, but I just mean like what goes into the red velvet because it is better. There's no denying that the red velvet shits on all comers. And I knew it the second I put one of those things in my mouth. No, they didn't say Racing New South Wales on it, did they? They weren't.
did.
They said Racing New South
Yeah, they did. They on the top of them. They had little Racing New South Wales.
And they say congrats-
like candies that you eat.
Congrats, Tom and Eddie, on all your success.
Yeah. Like, in a really fine, delicate writing.
delicate
Because they were
cursive.
cupcakes, so they weren't that big.
No,
but
they-
they squeezed that on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, Tom and Eddie, on all your
Which
success.
would have jacked the price of them up even more because of the intricacy.
If they weren't $5 a pop, I'm not here.
Easy.
Easy.
Easy $5 a pop.
Easy $5 a pop. Easy $5 a pop.
Anyway,
It's buttermilk and vinegar combination that's unique to Red Velvet.
Buttermilk. See?
yeah, you got to go harder on the red velvet. Anyway,
Butter and milk. Buttermilk.
butter and milk. Now, once again, shout out to PVL and to the staff that were very kind, and for the personalised Hello Sport Racing New South Wales congratulatory cupcakes. We've also, in some more exciting news overnight, been made aware of the fact that the St. Peter Volandis Grandson of God, Son of Christ plaque 2.0 that we had nothing to do
We
with.
had nothing to do with and didn't call for,
No.
but has been erected.
It has, by some way, it's now back up. I think it's on the same bench. I don't know. But like we were sent the photo, I can't, excuse me, I've never been to Wollongong University. Obviously, that's a pilgrimage where
I've been there. I've got a vague idea of where it is.
seeing that, like just seeing the plaque on the bench, I can't like place it. I'm like, oh, I know where the fuck that is. But it seems like a similar setting in the background.
I think it's next to the pond.
Yeah.
Again.
Which is great. And again, nothing to do with this one, but I was told that if it manages to stay up there for more than 24 hours, then bench removal will be essential.
That's what we've been told. But
Because that thing's stuck the fuck on there.
which, I mean, that's
So it
neither
should
here
be.
nor there.
So it should be.
Yeah.
Wollongong University need to get their finger out of their ass and start acknowledging their alma mater.
That's the thing about it. Universities pump up their alma maters like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah.
Like, no one loves an alma mater like a university.
No, mate, they're-
and I'm
well-
like, you've got one of the great alma maters of all time. Of all time. And you've done fuck all about it.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that
It's taken us.
we were the first one. We're not the second one, necessarily.
No.
But-
not us specifically.
Look, the fact that someone else has had to do it for you is embarrassing, I think.
It's atrocious.
Now, do the right thing. Leave it there.
And
You
invite us
haven't had
down.
to pay
No,
for
they've
it.
got to invite us down. I want to get down there with him to cut a ribbon in front of that thing. That'd be,
Why do people cut ribbons?
well, it's like opening a present.
Yeah, right. I think it's a great touch.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love
no.
to cut ribbon.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it would be, just try
you've
just try
been
and
asked
speak
to-
something into existence, though. I would love to get down to Wollongong University with Pete and just be there, like, for a ribbon cutting ceremony for that plaque.
I think that cutting a ribbon and unveiling something is like, it's like a life achievement.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? Maybe we just go down there, even if the university don't invite us, and we just go and do a little ribbon cutting. I actually think that's definitely worth doing. Okay.
And if Peter doesn't want to come,
He doesn't want to come, I understand.
That's fine.
He's a humble guy. We'll do it for him. But
Yeah.
look,
Yep.
that's all by the by. Plaque 2.0 is up there. Pilgrimage is on again. The tourism industry back to Wollongong University is now just going to boom.
Boom. Look, if I may make a suggestion, you're coming from Sydney, I'd suggest going through the national park,
Oh, okay.
down through Ostermere and Thirroul. It's a beautiful, beautiful journey.
Make a whole day of it.
Make a whole day of it. I mean, that's how the forefathers travelled down there.
Well, Plaque 1.0.
Yeah.
When the first plaque was there, yeah.
That's the pure pilgrimage.
Yep.
But, just as long as you get there,
Yeah.
you've done it.
Get a photo. Let us know.
But he's in the 11, Tom.
Yes, he is. He's in the Hello Sport 11, which is crazy, right? I mean, this side just keeps getting better and better. But PVL,
People saying he should be able to bat wherever he wants.
that's correct.
I would say that he can bat after we open.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously not open. He's not opening. So he'll bat 3 or lower. And I think he's cool with that. 3 is probably the place he will bat at the moment.
Look, I'll be shocked if he doesn't put his hand up for first drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Shocked.
I'd be disappointed. But anyway, I think we've probably tried to avoid the elephant in the room long enough and, dance around what has been, what many are describing, at least in the echo chambers that I swim in, the worst weekend of rugby league in the history of the sport. So maybe we should get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, Eddie, we may as well start with Manly of Sea Eagles fame. Now, I mean that 5 mile stare that you're giving right there, you look like a fucking returned vet. Just staring up into the distance there as you're remembering.
Yeah, because I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
You were there at the I was
I was at the coalface.
For those of you that don't know, Manly got pumped 46-4. Now, was it 50? No. And 50, we know, rules you out of any chance of winning a premiership. So I'm still confident that there's a comp in us in 2021. It's round 1. Let me just get this sort of shit off my chest. Round 1, 25 rounds to go, whatever the fuck it is. And we didn't get 50 put on us. And Turbo wasn't playing. And Cade Cust wasn't playing for some reason. That's probably the biggest shock. But Eddie, you were there. I was at a wedding, didn't have reception, was getting score updates, getting progressively more depressed as the day went on.
Look,
What happened?
mate? The setting was all there.
Yeah.
Like the SCG was bathed head to toe in HD Live.
Yeah, I was getting
like
that vibe.
drenched in it.
Okay.
Glorious. Like
Usually we like HD Light.
healthy crowd, good vibe, an old foe. You know, the promise of a new season.
Yep.
A famous son of the club returning to don the maroon once more. And
Yeah. How'd he play?
look, I mean, he did all right. He did all right. I'm not going to sit here and say that like anyone was like no one really.
No one really did much.
It was 46-4 time. I'm
Yeah.
not going to come on here and say that everyone impressed me, but one bloke didn't turn up, and that's why we let him
No.
46 points.
Yeah, we can't. You can't really blame one guy for 46 points. I wish you could. That's the problem, actually. I wish there was like one guy you could fucking pin this all on.
Look, I'm not. Look, it'd be nice. We need a scapegoat here.
Yeah. We don't have
I
one.
could sit here and say it was Jason Saab's fault. I wish I could.
And that's not just specifically Jason. You're just throwing a name out
I'm
there.
just throwing a name out there of a bloke who, you know,
He's only
showed
just
his
got here.
inexperience.
He's only just got here. New kid on the block. Let's just blame him. That's not. We're
I'm
not saying
about
that.
though.
No.
And I
we're
would
not.
never do that.
No,
and
we
I'd
wouldn't
never
do
throw
it.
Jason under the bus like that.
No.
Because he doesn't deserve it.
And he's an Eagle.
It's the
now.
club's fault.
Yeah. We
It's
sucked.
the team's fault.
We sucked.
We were blown away. Now it was 4-4, I think, at one point.
That must
which
have been
got
nice
me
to see.
excited.
Yeah. And now, see, that was the bit I saw that. I had to watch the KO mini, and Kieran did well in that play. Short side raid,
Sick.
took the ball to the line, quick to Gajewski, then out to bloody Ruben of Snack fame.
Yep.
Try. Then I was like, oh,
That was nice.
That was nice. Then it just went left side. Our left side. Now listen, I'm not blaming a single person, but I'm blaming a side of the field. Our left side defense looked fucking disgusting. Disgusting. That was where like 40 of the 46 points went.
Yeah. And at a certain point, you know, especially if you're out there, you just,
Yeah, what do you do at that point?
well, you go to the bar. You go to the bar. You might go to the toilet and sit on the John for 15 minutes. Pretend like there was a massive line. You know,
Flick through Insta on the shitter for a couple of minutes.
you fart about. You find things to do. Find things to keep you busy. Like, did I go downstairs and look for another bar that might be open?
Yes.
And knowing that downstairs was closed.
Doesn't have a bar.
Just to cut into my time. You know, pass on a few
Yeah,
lifts.
yeah. Oh, that's another. Yeah, let the lift go. No. You go, mate. I'll wait
You
till the next
go.
one. There's no one in here. No, mate. You go.
You go.
You go. I'm just killing time at the moment. And with every fucking roar of the crowd in the background, you realise that another point's been scored.
Look, that was my approach.
Yeah.
I don't know how else, but people leave, you know.
Yeah. People thought you had diarrhea in the bathroom so often. You shit like 4 times.
Oh God. And basically you run out of things to say.
Yeah.
There's no more excuses.
No.
There's and
Were you with Roosters fans?
yeah, I was.
Yeah.
But Ollie, thank God, had a 6 a.m.er and he was flat as a tack. So I wasn't getting a whole lot out of him.
Small mercies. Small mercies you take. Ollie was flat.
Ollie was flat. And so, you know, there was, you know, long periods of silence. Sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like that was almost like you felt like you had a 6 a.m. because of the performance and Ollie had, or had you also?
Oh no, I wasn't 6.
But
No.
yeah, okay. So you're at least, but that must have made it at least a little bit worse, I assume. The fucking coming off the night before as well.
Well, they're just. I mean, look, there just wasn't a whole lot out there that buoyed me, Tom.
No, it didn't. It didn't look like it.
From a performance perspective.
I'm actually glad I missed it. Like, obviously, I love watching every game, but you know how your body, like when you get knocked out, it's because your body's like shutting down to help you. I feel like that was almost the universe's way of just like, oh, you've got a wedding this weekend, 0 reception. It was like, you don't want to see this. Trust us, you don't want to see this. This will fucking ruin you.
I saw it.
And I mean, you haven't been this bad on a Monday for a while.
I saw it. I lived it.
Yeah.
I want a couple of questions. Where, like, is Manasi Fanu, like, is he, like...
Do we
how
get
does that
any
work?
do we get any fucking insight into this thing? Like, where is he? Is he just...
Why aren't the cops holding press conferences going, this is an update?
This is an update on Manasi. Look, we're
one of the best,
still...
one of the best hookers in the comp. Like, this is where we're at in terms of charging him or letting him go.
He was
Or has got a
accused
court date
of
or
stabbing
whatever?
someone. Nothing seems to have come to light. Does the entire peninsula just get fucking put on hold until this thing, like... How long's it been now? He was all last...
Like 18 months. Easy.
And this is no disrespect to your Crokers of the world. Just...
Lachlan was carrying an injury as well.
I just don't... We don't have a hooker. We don't have like
An out-and-out.
We don't have an out-and-out hooker. We've got one, but he seems to be getting fucking strong-armed by the law at the moment. And I don't know if it's fair.
Now,
Didn't
look,
you guys just sign Carl Lawton? Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't know. Did we?
And then did you,
With the greatest respect, who is
did.
Carl Lawton? I'm sorry.
from the Warriors.
greatest respect.
With the greatest respect to Carl, welcome to the club.
Yeah,
welcome to the club.
Welcome.
Officially, but I don't know who you are.
Congratulations.
Did you hear the yarn about Manasi Finu was going around to elderly residents' homes over the summer and mowing their lawns?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's not a man. That's not a guilty
Is
man.
that a guilty? Is that a man who stabbed someone at a Mormon dance party? You can't be both those people.
Nah, I'm sorry.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't be mowing lawns and stabbing people. I don't think.
No. Listen, in terms of like what I've picked up in my time on the earth and just sort of being able to read people, that's...
Did Ivan Milat mow lawns?
No, he didn't. That we know of.
He may have.
He might have. With the greatest respect.
Not to him, though.
No, not to Ivan. No respect to Ivan. No respect to Ivan. So Manly, where are we at? Carl Lawton, household name. Excited to have him in the club. Look forward. Is he playing straight away? When did we sign him?
Did we sign him on Monday? Yesterday?
Maybe
When
we
did he-
signed him mid-game. It was fucking 24-4, and they've got, holy shit, signed Carl. Kyle?
Carl.
Carl
Yeah.
Orton?
But wait.
Carl Orton.
But hang on, I just got up the article. So they've signed him, but he's missing the majority of the season with an Achilles injury.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The Warriors just released him like this week.
So Manly, in an act of desperation, have picked up a man missing an Achilles.
He's mid-injury. He's like mid-injury, mate. Jesus Christ.
Look, I mean,
Tough start to the season.
Tough start.
Tough start to the season.
Tough start.
That's not how we saw it getting underway. But listen, as we said, it is still the start, so anything can happen from here.
Long season, 20.
Buzz Rothfield saying now Des under pressure. Buzz can fuck off with the greatest respect. Fuck off, Buzz. What, we're going to get rid of Des for who? Cameron Serraldo with the greatest respect? Like, what are we doing here? Like, Des is fine. Des ain't the problem.
Des is fine.
We got a cattle issue.
We got a cattle issue.
This is a farming issue here, and
Yeah.
the cattle
We haven't had enough
struggling.
rain.
Lawton.
The cattle are looking thin.
So Lawton not playing until the second half of the year?
Yeah, essentially. But it does say, it doesn't give an exact number, but it says...
Perfect. Let's keep
he
it
was-
vague.
Well, he was released by the Warriors to secure a longer-term offer than he was getting at the Warriors.
Right, okay.
So I don't think they're signing him just for this year. It'll probably be a few.
Couple of years. Well, cool. All right.
Manasi's got his court date in July, so...
Oh,
after.
July.
Jesus. It'll be adjourned or something.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it'll
well,
be a fucking hung jury, if that's what it is.
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is he going to trial? Anyway. That's all by the
That's all by the by. Des not getting sacked. Buzz is fucking on the Reds again.
Congrats to the Roosters.
Congrats
Like,
to the
you're too
Roosters.
good. You're too good.
Too good.
But look, you know, I don't read too much into the scoreline, Tom.
No, I don't either. It's round one. It's okay. You know, look, this can't be a fucking the wake of the Seagulls round one performance. We've got to move on.
I don't want to risk further demotion.
For
but
fuck's sake.
I think
Dave.
something that is on the punters and dribblers' minds is that there were a fair few easy conversions missed by the Roosters. If they had maybe had a first choice kicker,
Mate,
could have easily been
Takiaho
50.
is kicking.
Yeah.
And
Taki-
then when-
three kickers.
And then when he went off, Tedesco was kicking, and he was appalling.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No offense.
Oh, so you're just saying that if they had good kickers, it would have been over 50?
Could have been over 50.
Could have been.
But then,
it
and then
wasn't.
they had Adam Kieran, who almost came on as a specialist kicker. Did you see that? He came on like for Taukeiaho, but I don't know, he wasn't playing in the front row, Adam Kieran. Then
Can we
kicked,
sign
like,
a new
2.
intern mid-podcast? Can we get Adam Kieran to also double as the intern? Wait, what's his name? Carl Lawton?
Get him to work.
Yeah, let's get him. If he's fucking got
Just
an
'cause your
Achilles
Achilles is
injury,
fucked doesn't mean you're not
Dave's
working,
bringing up
mate.
all his negativity. I think we get Carl in here and we get him on the mic. Dior Carl. But Eddie,
Any other takeaways for
the round for the weekend, what else happened? Did I even watch anything
Melbourne?
else?
Good.
Melbourne looks so fucking good, dude. That was actually like, you tip against them because you're trying to be cool, me. And then they just fucking pumps out.
It's like
Well,
24-0
yeah.
at fucking half time or whatever it was.
Now, I was also saying this to someone, to this person I was accosted by at the wedding on the weekend. The Eels should be the longest price to win the premiership. Like, I think it's more likely that every other team wins the comp this year than the Eels. Because, like, Leicester City happens, right? Like, those things happen sometimes. But watching the Eels play the Broncos, there is no way that side ever wins the competition this year, right? Like, there's just no way. No offense if anyone's an Eels fan in here. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, if you look at the odds,
They should be fucking 4 million to
there
1.
should only be a couple of teams with like odds that, you know, $3, $4, $5.
Yeah.
The rest should be like 10,000 to 1.
Yes, with the Eels being the longest.
The longest. 50,000.
50,000, 100,000 to 1.
There's no way this can't
There's
be done.
no way they win it. They suck. Although they beat the Broncos, who I also tipped to be cool, and that didn't come off.
All you ever do is you take the obvious of, like the opposite of the obvious to try and
Be cool.
Be cool.
But
Be different.
in fairness to me, Broncos almost won.
But they didn't.
No, they didn't.
They lost by 8 points.
Yeah, I know. But which I took them.
They were winning at half time.
I took
allow you
them.
that.
Took them with the start, so I almost got up there as well. But
That didn't happen either.
That didn't happen either.
You had them at 7.5. And they
Yeah, I fucked that
lost
up.
by 8.
Yeah, I fucked that up. Anyway, and then I think the Warriors were surprising. I thought,
No, they won't. Do a month in Tamworth.
yeah, okay, you're fair, right? The Tamworth tank water, we underestimated them again. But I thought the Titans would have been better.
It's a funny one. Like, after they lost, everyone was like, have we gone a bit early on the Titans?
Yeah, dude.
Like, have we pumped the
Well, like
Titans
the,
up
yeah,
so
yeah,
much?
when you talk about like natural, you know, we started this podcast with the importance of being 100% natural, or at least we did it in a live read that may come after this moment. The Titans, whilst they have a lot of young throbbers in there, the Gold Coast itself is, you know, fake tits, fake lips, calf implants, fake abs,
Having plans.
ab implants, all that shit, dong extensions. Like, that's not natural.
No.
So maybe we just got caught up with the sort of the plastic surgery of the whole place.
We looked at them and we go, they look great.
They look
but
hot.
It's actually not real.
No, it's
none
not
of it's
real.
real. None of it's authentic. None of it's legitimate.
No, at least not yet.
No, not yet.
So
Are the Titans just like the Broncos at the start of last year? How everyone hyped them up. They had a great looking forward pack.
Everyone hyped them up. So
the Broncos won the first 2 games last year, and they looked really good, and then it all just fell to shit after COVID.
And they had that forward pack that everyone was calling the best in the game.
Yeah,
which
Joe
had
was like best
Fafita.
forward pack of all time.
Well,
Anyway, no, I don't really have too many more takeaways. Cam Smith retired, and then James Hooper bagged him. That was pretty heavy. That was like just particularly.
expected.
Has Cameron Smith, like, has he bullied? Did he bully James Hooper?
I don't know.
in-
That's the
in
one where
their
I'm like,
youth or
what the
something?
fuck?
Are they
Everyone's like-
similar ages? Did he bully him at school or something?
Talking about him being a bad bloke, I'm like, I don't like Cam Smith in the sense of like rugby league adversary, like your fucking Manly v Melbourne, New South Wales v Queensland. But other than that, I'm like, he doesn't seem like an asshole. He's like, champion player, not a great bloke. I'm like, wow, what a way to fucking piss on a guy's retirement day.
But like when one of the greatest all time retires, like surely you write
Not a good bloke.
Yeah,
Like,
what? You
what?
don't write that, dude.
It's so unnecessary.
So unnecessary.
Wait, not a good bloke, but what?
Yeah, not a bad player, but fucking not a
dude.
good bloke.
No, shit bloke, but what the fuck's that got to do with anything?
What has that got to do with
He
anything?
retired from footy. Yeah, but he's a shit bloke.
So what? It doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I don't know where he's coming from.
No,
I don't know why he's so offended.
He just hates him. And then on NRL 360, he called him a sociopath. I was like, whoa, dude. A sociopath? That's fucking intense.
Mate, the journo sometimes gets so like pumped up about things.
And again, like we love it here because it's it's part of the soap opera of rugby league. They're essential to the soap opera rugby league, but you're like, holy fuck, that was unnecessary.
So unnecessary. Like so emotional.
Yeah, but I loved it.
Buzz and
Cooper, we missed that one last week, but yeah, Buzz basically questioned Cooper's integrity because he was coaching two teams in the halves, and it's like Cooper just torched him on fucking NRL 360. Buzz is a fucking dribbler. Like Buzz is just a complete fucking dribbler, and Cooper's like, why the fuck would I? What's the point? Like, why would I fucking shit where I eat or like jeopardize like my ongoing employment opportunities by being so fucking stupid? Like I'm coaching the halves at two clubs. What am we like?
he's not even coaching the halves at two clubs. He's like he's done a couple of sessions.
Yeah,
with
right,
them.
exactly. But you know what I mean? He's like a mentor, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, was he gonna be like, oh yeah, Luke Keary fucking got a weak left shoulder?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
This is their game plan.
Yeah, this is their game plan here, going in. Anyway,
Couldn't wrap his head, but I liked how Cooper just went out there and just spoke over him.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like didn't let him get a word in.
because usually
That's exactly what
that's
he
exactly what he does. He just drowns him out, and Cooper just didn't let him. And then Buzz, Buzz is also one of those guys that has like an axe to grind. He will like abuse Cooper subtly in the media or not subtly for like the rest of his career until there's like an employment opportunity for him that requires him to not do so. He does it with radio all the time. Oh, I'm doing a weekly spot on fucking Macquarie Sports Radio. I love it. And then it's like, oh, that went on 2GB, and then they sack him, and it's like 2GB's ratings are shit. And you're like, well, how does that work? You were just on there. No, it's Sky Sports now. You're like, oh, this guy's he's a turncoat. That motherfucker. With the greatest respect.
He's one of the original turncoats,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But again, essential to the game, and I love him. But he's a fuckwit. Is there anything else rugby league related, Eddie, that we missed? I don't know. It's been a tough first week back, like it's hard. Let's have a look at check the notes. Oh,
Now
we've got a conundrum on our hands as to whether we buy
real
that.
conundrum. Now, from our perspective, it's like a no-brainer to buy that.
Yeah.
What's our ceiling price? Not going to reveal it on air
No,
because
no.
that would be poor negotiation tactics.
Yeah.
But
For those
it's
of you that
got a
don't
couple of
know-
zeros in there.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, D or Day, did you find that, Dave?
Yeah, it was posted on the Bondi local loop, which is just like
So
a
yeah.
community group buying.
So
sort of
someone's
thing,
selling the Channel 9 big fucking head with like fatty's head on it with the hole where they pass the footy through it. It's like a humongous fatty glory hole. And they're selling it, and we were like, the only reason we haven't got it yet, like the only reason we haven't purchased it immediately is because we don't know where we'd put it. So once we find out where
We have a storage issue.
yeah.
And, this isn't our studio.
I just don't know if the glory hole necessarily fits the
I don't know
aesthetic here.
I don't know where it lives, and I don't know how often
Yeah.
we'd use it.
Well, look, that's you know what? It could be a gift for Kempy. I mean, I'd allow him to make that call. We're not just going to rock up. Oi, mate, we got your glory hole.
We got you a glory hole.
What's your glory hole?
Now,
Dude. That'd actually be a pretty sweet present.
I'm not in the amateur porn game,
No, not anymore.
but if I still was,
Yeah.
I'd be using that
Dude, that thing is,
as a fucking legitimate prop
yeah.
in a legitimate
some
production.
sort of production. Now, whether that be throwing someone like through it, like if you had a mini trampoline on one side, you could be jumping through that thing, or you just want full glory hole. The only person filling that's Adam Elliott, though. We know that, right? Like the only person who's up to scratch.
He's the only man I know of that could fill it.
And we know
Based on what I've seen.
And we know Adam's got his own issues at the moment, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's the only man that could fill that fucking thing. So, maybe that's a way back for him, just to sort of ingratiate himself back into sort of the rugby league community.
By filming.
But just by filling Fatty's mouth. Sorry, everybody. So anyway, look, we're still maybe getting it. We might get it, Eddie.
We might get it. We may. Well, we're not getting it.
No,
but we may get.
But we may not.
It may get sold. Is it sold? Is it still available?
Yeah, it's still available. The price is down now from $2,500 to $2,000.
So it should be.
So it should.
So it should be.
Was always bold.
That guy is trying to sell that thing. I'm like, I would have paid it, but I was certainly shocked at the price.
Now that I see he's
I see it's gone down to 2. I'm going down to, well,
I reckon you could hit him up and go, would you take $1,250?
Yeah.
He may not. I want to know what he's been doing with it.
I'm assuming he got that for free, right? Like
he would have worked. He would have worked there and
just took it.
Yeah. Well, he would probably walk past.
But I'm just wondering whether, the P's and D's. Obviously, we've got that P's and D's crowdfunded cash for Kelly Slater, which we're still gonna. But maybe we can divert some of the Kelly Slater funds towards Glory Hole cash, Fatty's Glory Hole. There are things that can be done here. We can do some creative accounting or just buy it. But is that rugby league? Is there anything else we've missed?
Oh, I think we've covered.
I think we've covered it all pretty well there.
I mean, that's the round with a fine-tooth comb, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've completely picked that one apart, as people can expect. Cam Smith Hooper, round 1, Manly pumped. Fuck rugby league. Love it.
But you know what I mean.
You get it. Let's move on. Dior, you have a new role on another podcast. We've actually loaned you out.
That's true. I guess you could say I've used the shoulders of the greats that I stand on here to jump onto other greats' shoulders.
Yeah, you've used the shoulders of he's tried to just step on our head while we're drowning and then just jump onto another boat. But luckily, well, you can't swim, but I can. I'm swimming for both of us. You're not buoyant enough.
I'll just sit on your belly.
Yeah, exactly.
Backstroke.
Yeah.
While I'm standing on your head.
Yes, exactly. So you got the new rugby podcast.
Yeah, Ruck Me Dead with Batuta, and thanks to Stan as well, who was showing all the rugby. They've got us talking some shit about rugby union, which is cool because it feels like everyone else talking about rugby union is doing so in the most serious of manners, which is a bit boring.
I tell you what, so it's Errol and Wendell. Errol Parker, obviously, of Batuta fame, and then Wendell Hussey he's their D or Dave a little bit, but now D or Dave's his D or Dave. D or Dave, he's getting demoted everywhere. But genuinely, the best rugby content I've heard for a while. I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up their ass. I'm not rugby content is boring as fuck. Everywhere you go,
It has been for a long
it
time.
has been for so long, and they're always so earnest and talking about the game seriously, and even when they get pumped, it's I reckon before every fucking Wallabies All Blacks game, you hear Phil Kearns or Rod Kafer say, I reckon we can win it, and I switch off. I just go, well, that's bullshit. How can I take anything you say seriously?
At Eden Park as well.
Yeah, at Eden Park, we haven't won for 40 years. It's I reckon we can do it if we fucking kick well. You're okay, great.
It's all about winning the set piece.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Well, that's great. Thank you. But this is if you're for the rugby dribblers out there, and there are plenty of you out there, we see your fucking whinging Facebook statuses every time the Waratahs lose. Ruck Me Dead. Very good. Very funny. That's the thing. It's funny as well. It's funny. The boys know their shit. They're obviously paying attention to the rugby. Thank God someone is. But yeah, well done, Dave.
Thank you. I wish I could take all the credit for it, but actually, I will take all the credit.
Yeah, take all the credit for it. Yeah, dude.
I asked
Dave's podcast.
Wendell and Errol to get on board, and they're like, wouldn't usually do it, but for you, Dave, with your success of hosting podcasts in the past, I'll do it.
Do you have to? You watch the round? Is that your duty?
I'll watch the highlights. There's rugby league on this weekend.
Yeah, great start.
Priorities are still there.
Dave's already just watching. He's already cutting corners.
Have you got a Stan Sport login you can
Yeah, I
throw
got
away?
Stan Sport. I didn't have it after the first weekend, but I got
Ooh,
it.
how many accounts are you allowed on there?
Oh, I don't
3?
know. I haven't checked.
If you're
I
allowed
didn't
3,
get it for
we can
free,
hook you up
but
with a KO account.
Oh, yeah?
If
Okay.
you, well, maybe
Happy
we
to
will.
do that.
No, I think
Trade
we
and
can have
swap.
3 on
We
KO.
can have 3 on KO.
So we could get Dave on there.
We could get Dave on
Yeah.
there, but we'd need the Stan Sport.
We need the Stan one
Yeah,
first.
That's all right. That can be
Like
done.
we'd need to, yeah.
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 I will need it first. I need to see if I,
If we enjoy the experience.
if I use it enough to warrant giving
to
up
waste
our
giving out
free,
the free KO.
free K to him.
Yeah.
Did you see the Reds game on the weekend?
No, Dave.
They did win 40-38.
Yeah, with
Is
a
that
kick
right?
in like the last second minute probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 40-38 was pretty good.
I heard it was a good game, and I saw the dribblers, the union dribblers out there, talking about how good rugby union is, which is great for the product and the sport.
Yes.
But I was looking for a bit more insight out
Dude,
of it.
I just think actually though, when it comes to rugby and why it's possibly getting a bit more of a hum on than it was, is because it's like we as a rugby nation aren't up to global scratch. So now we're just playing each other. It's like good games can happen. That's why club rugby was good. It was just like similar skilled teams playing each other, and then you got these sick games. And now you're getting that in Australia. Sans the Waratahs, who suck.
As a man who, witnessed 46 points on the weekend, I know firsthand that you can't put yourself through that week on week,
No.
which is what we did for 10 years, except for isolated pockets of glory
Yeah.
against New Zealand. You know what I
There
mean?
was a try in the Crusaders-Chiefs game, I think. Who does Damien McKenzie play for? Is he Chiefs? I just know that because I saw him in the try. But so these Crusaders, the rugby league winger fucking loves scoring a try with their entire body out of the field and them reaching their arm around. This is probably the gnarliest one I've ever fucking seen. And have you got it? Can you go to this Hello Sports story or just go into Stan or whatever the fuck it is? And obviously this happened in the New Zealand rugby, but what was ridiculous is the guy's put down was so good, but the ball the pass that hit the Crusaders guy hits his winger with the most fucked up pass where I'm like, it was like a 25-meter pass on the chest. This guy's flying, and then he jumps in the air. You got to get this up, Dave. It was fucking ridiculous. Bring it over here. Yeah,
Ollie
sorry,
Jager.
you can put it in after.
No, but I like the song.
Out of action at the
Let's
moment.
get some volume in.
It is one of their real areas of strength.
How do we get the
You
vault?
see, talking of props, Angus Tarval trying to fight his way through the middle.
Look at this ball, dude. Just wait for this ball.
Sam
The ball is almost better than the
Whitelock
try, even
playing
though it's
bouncer.
not.
Now, Havili, nice little show of the ball, fending off Nanai Seturo.
Oh!
Out to the wing, and Fainga, look, maybe he hasn't got it. What a tackle from Damien McKenzie.
Body hits the
Look
Look at this. Look at this.
What?
Yes, boy.
Oh my God.
How does his foot not hit the
That's
ground?
what I mean. That's like the
Look at
most.
this.
Oh, Damien McKenzie makes him work.
Look at his
for
back.
It, but look at the
And
way
just
he
he
keeps
flicks
his
his foot up.
above
Look at his
ground and
foot. He's
still
like,
gets it down.
oh.
That
His
is
foot
unreal.
defies physics. I don't
That
understand how
Allowed to touch
is-
the ground.
Does that foot not touch?
No, dude.
No,
way.
it
No way
changes
that is-
direction, must scrape the dew on the end
That
of the
is
grass.
freakish.
That's how close it was.
That's like one of. I reckon that could be the craziest I've seen in terms of that, the
way
foot. That foot
Clears
there.
that left foot. Or has he brushed the ground?
No, he hasn't brushed the
you can see
ground.
it
Anyway,
clearly
that's
say
it.
that he's
But
brushed
that
the ground.
ball,
Look, Pickerel's in
the
a
guy
great
breaks.
position.
See,
Did
I
I
only.
show that seed again?
Oh yeah,
No.
can we go back to the? I only saw the pass after he break. I didn't realize he broke in the line before doing that. Look at this fucking ball, dude.
Bang. Dummy, go.
Look at this ball.
Fend.
On the run.
Seed.
Oh, dude. That is so sick.
Dummy, fend.
Through the
seed.
line. All right, there we go. You can take it, Dave.
Wow. Rugby's
Anyway.
alive and well.
Dude, that's what I mean. We're talking about it at least. But
It is in New Zealand.
yeah, it is in New Zealand. In terms of general sport outside of rugby league, we've done a bit of rugby. The UFC guy getting his eye poked beyond belief was one of the worst things we've ever seen. There's a photo, right, that I think I put on our Instagram. The finger is in his eye. There's a still of it's the finger pulling back out. This eye's closed, one eye's closed, and then the other eye that's being poked is you can see Imagine like when you close your eye, underneath your eye is still your eye, if that
Yes.
makes sense. And
Oh, really?
Shut up. And so like it being pulled out, like the bottom of his eye is being pulled out by the finger, and you just see his eyeball there, just like, oh, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I'm in here. What are you doing? Fight gets called. I think it was in, I don't know what round. I think it was first round. The guy couldn't see out of his eye and shit. It was disgusting.
No.
Disgusting. But anyway,
Shit, I don't like that.
no, that was not nice
Eye
to see.
pokes are not nice.
Now, I think that's kind of it, to be honest, in terms of the general sports. I think it might be just dribble time because I feel like we're in for a fucking licking.
I think, this could be one of the most brutal lickings we've ever had.
Yeah.
I sort of did a scroll last night as I sat on the couch marinating in the afterglow of Fang House dumplings. Or whatever
Shout
it
out to
was.
Fang House Dumplings.
Shout out. And I saw, 35 dribbles.
Yep.
And I was like, I wonder when they came through.
Lot around Saturday Arvo evening, it would seem.
That would be my guess.
What about before we get to the dribbles, Mundine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like, mate,
All right.
whoever the fuck sanctions these fights
Dude.
should be shot.
That was bad. Like, you already knew it was bad. Jeff Horn knocked him out in the first round. Then he got beaten by fucking John Wayne Parr, who is a legitimate fighter, but you're just like, there's just these shit show fights.
He's lost 6 of his last, 8 fights.
Dude, and it was the first round for like a minute 20. Yeah, it was just rank. Zarafa, no one even really cared the fight was on. Like, no one was even paying attention.
He's retired again. But,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, at a certain point, whoever, green lights these fights needs to be held accountable. You can't just keep sending someone out there to get his ass whipped, obviously in the pursuit of money.
Yeah, exactly. That's
There's
all
no
it is.
way that he thinks. You can tell that he knows he's going to lose.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Well, even the punches he was hit with were like, and this is not me pretending like I could, I'd go down quicker than fucking Mundine did, I tell you. But from a boxing standpoint, it's not like he was having his flush, holy shit, clean KO.
he's
It's like he was
past
just
it.
getting bloody.
He's past it. And I say to myself, why? There's other ways to make money, Anthony.
He's also already got a shitload of money, apparently. I read somewhere that his property portfolio is fucking ridiculous.
So what's it all about?
The competitive edge, which he no longer has, or the competitive drive, which he no longer has, or the competitive spirit, which he no longer has,
and
or the ability,
which he no longer has.
no longer has. But look, I hope you hope to Christ that's the end. I feel like it will be. I don't think anyone's going to be able to sanction that shit anymore. Everyone's kind of pissed off.
Apparently, he's got a net worth of 30 million.
Yeah,
Oh, so Anthony's fine.
Impressive.
yeah.
So what the fuck is this all about?
Bit of biff, dude. Some people are just married to the biff.
He's 45.
Yeah, he
and
is.
biffed out.
Yeah, he's biffed out.
He was biffed out 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
And I fear for future Anthony. I fear for how this plays out mentally.
Yeah.
Upstairs in the action center.
Correct. I don't think it's going well. But anyway, thank you, Dave, for that. We'll think about promoting you again after remembering Mundine because we forgot about that.
I knew there was something we forgot.
Yeah.
Was it about Mundine? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. We
But
might
it
have
may
got
be.
something else.
But it may be.
But look, we still may not promote you, but we might. We'll certainly reconsider it. Now we should probably dribble, though.
Yes. Yes, we should. Let's get
AFL's
over
back.
and done with.
AFL's back this weekend. Super excited, by the way.
Pumped.
Could you two just not talk anymore?